In the opening scene of the movie, we see two scientists, Reed Richards and Ben Grimm. Their financial situation isn't very good. These two go to their old friend, 𝗍𝗶𝗍𝗲, to ask for help with their new science project. Victor is a very successful scientist, extremely wealthy, and the owner of a company called 𝗏𝗏𝗀𝗀 Industries. Reed gives Victor the proposal for their project. He explains that millions of years ago, some cosmic clouds passed by Earth from space. These clouds had immense energy, and it's possible that life on Earth began because of them. Now the same kind of cosmic clouds will pass near Earth again in 6 weeks. Reed suggests that they should go into space, collect samples from these clouds, and study them. This research could help cure many diseases and greatly benefit human life. Only Victor could help with this mission, because only NASA and Victor had space stations. But NASA had already refused to support Reed's project, and Victor knew this. Victor offers to help Reed, but on one condition: he would keep 75% of the profits from the project, leaving only 25% for Reed and Ben. Reed knew 25% was very little, but he had no other choice. He agrees to the deal because he believes it will help humanity. Meanwhile, we are introduced to Sue Storm, Victor's girlfriend, who also works at his company. All four of these, Reed, Ben, Victor, and Sue, studied together at MIT and were classmates, and Reed was the most brilliant among them. 2 years ago, Sue was Reed's girlfriend, but she left him because he was more focused on science than on her, and never gave her enough time. Sue informs them that her brother, Johnny Storm, will be the pilot for their spaceship. Since the mission is still 6 weeks away, everyone starts preparing. From the very first day, Johnny starts teasing Ben and making fun of him, which Ben doesn't like at all. After 6 weeks of preparation, Reed, Ben, Johnny, Sue, and Victor go to the space station. Ben wears his spacesuit and steps outside the spaceship to place some plants and devices that will collect samples from the cosmic clouds. These devices were designed to absorb the energy from the clouds. However, due to a miscalculation, the cosmic clouds, which were supposed to arrive in 7 hours, were now just 9 minutes away. When Reed realizes this, he tells Victor that they need to abort the mission. But Victor refuses, saying they will complete their task no matter how dangerous the clouds are. Ben is still outside the space station. Reed urgently calls him back inside, but it's too late. The cosmic clouds hit Ben, and because the space station's door was still open for him, the clouds also enter the ship, affecting everyone inside. The scene then shifts to 3 days later. Everyone is back on Earth, alive and perfectly healthy. Victor has a meeting with his company's investors, who tell him that 𝗏𝗏𝗀𝗀 Industries' stocks are going down. They warn him that they will withdraw their investment if the company's condition doesn't improve within a week. This makes Victor very angry. Meanwhile, we see Johnny Storm, who goes skiing. While skiing, his entire body slowly transforms into fire. On the other hand, Sue and Reed are eating when suddenly Sue disappears, and her hand accidentally touches a bottle. But Reed stretches his arm like rubber and catches the bottle. This means Sue has the power to turn invisible, while Reed can stretch his body. Johnny, on the other hand, can turn his body into fire. Now they realize that the cosmic cloud, which had entered the space station, gave them some kind of superpower. After discovering their powers, the three go to find Ben. But Ben smashes through his room's wall and runs away. His entire body has turned into rock, and he has gained immense strength. Ben goes to meet his wife, but she gets scared seeing him as a stone monster and runs away. Heartbroken, Ben sits on a bridge, feeling lost. At the same time, another man comes to the bridge to commit suicide, but gets terrified seeing Ben and falls onto the road below. A truck is about to hit him, but Ben jumps in and saves the man. However, the truck crashes into Ben, causing a massive accident. Reed, Sue, and Johnny, who were searching for Ben, arrive at the scene. When an explosion happens on the bridge, Sue raises her hands, and a force field appears, containing the blast. This means Sue has another ability. She can create force fields. Johnny and Reed also use their powers to save people on the bridge. The crowd and media cheer for the four heroes. But Ben's wife also arrives, sees his monstrous form, takes off her wedding ring, throws it away, and leaves. The media calls them the Fantastic Four. Victor and his company's investors see the news. The investors abandon Victor's company, making him furious. The public loves the Fantastic Four, but people still fear Ben because of his appearance. Victor angrily confronts Reed, blaming him for wasting billions on the mission and ruining 4 lives. Deep down, Victor is jealous, because the Fantastic Four are now adored for their powers. As Victor leaves in anger, he punches a wall and realizes that his hand is turning into metal. Meanwhile, the Fantastic Four test their superpowers in a lab. Reed starts working on a machine to reverse their transformations, because Ben hates being a rock monster and feared by everyone. Reed checks Johnny's maximum temperature. It exceeds 4,000 degrees Celsius. He also tests Sue and Ben's powers. On the other hand, Victor goes to his company's doctor to test his own powers. The doctor tells him that his body is turning into an unknown, ultra-strong metal, stronger than diamond and titanium. The doctor says he must inform government officials, but Victor kills him to keep it a secret. Victor also discovers another power. He can absorb electricity into his body and use it to attack others. Victor, now consumed by his newfound power, tracks down the investors who abandoned his company and kills them in rage. Meanwhile, Johnny, embracing his powers, enters a motorcycle stunt competition to show off. When reporters ask him about the Fantastic Four's superhero names, he proudly declares himself the Human Torch, Sue as the Invisible Woman, Reed as Mr. Fantastic, and Ben as the Thing. Ben hates the name and angrily confronts Johnny, leading to a fight where Ben destroys Johnny's car. Johnny reveals that Reed is building a machine to reverse their powers, but he doesn't want to go back to normal. Victor, jealous of Reed and furious that Sue is back with him, devises a plan to eliminate the Fantastic Four, so he can be the only superpowered being on Earth. He manipulates Ben, telling him that Reed isn't serious about helping him return to normal and is just enjoying his life with Sue. Enraged, Ben storms off. Reed, frustrated, tests the machine on himself, but it fails due to a lack of power. Victor, watching from afar, sneaks into Reed's lab and supercharges the machine using his own electricity-absorbing abilities. He then tricks Ben into using it, turning him human again. Then, he reveals his true plan. He wants to eliminate all 4 of them to secure his dominance. Realizing Victor's betrayal, Ben tries to stop him, but Victor knocks him out. He then attacks Reed, freezing him in liquid nitrogen to neutralize his powers, and launches a missile at the lab to kill Sue and Johnny. Johnny, as the Human Torch, intercepts the missile and redirects it into the ocean. Meanwhile, Sue sneaks into Victor's penthouse to save Reed but gets ambushed. Just as Victor is about to kill her, Ben, who has reverted back to the Thing, bursts in and saves them. A massive battle erupts. Victor, now absorbing the entire city's electricity, becomes unstoppable. But the Fantastic Four fight back as a team. Johnny superheats Victor with Nova-level flames. Sue traps him in a force field to contain the blast, and Reed and Ben douse him with cold water. The extreme temperature shift causes Victor's metal body to shatter, turning him into a statue. With Victor defeated, the city celebrates the Fantastic Four as heroes. Reed proposes to Sue. Ben, though his wife left him, finds a new girlfriend, and Johnny, as always, keeps teasing Ben. In a post-credits scene, Victor's statue is hauled away in a container, but faint sparks of electricity flicker around him, hinting he may still be alive. In the opening scene of the movie, we see an alien from another galaxy flying toward Earth. As this alien passes through different places, the temperature drops drastically, causing extreme cold. When the alien moves through a city, it absorbs all the electricity. Until now, no one knew that these strange events were happening because of an alien. The news on TV suggests that it might be due to an electrical failure. Next, we see the Fantastic Four team. Mr. Fantastic and the Invisible Woman are about to get married, and everyone is talking about their wedding because the Fantastic Four have become famous worldwide, and people see them as superheroes. Johnny Storm, also known as the Human Torch, throws a bachelor party for Mr. Fantastic before the wedding. In the next scene, we see the same alien passing by Victor, also known as Dr. Doom. Because of this alien's energy, Dr. Doom comes back to life. We had seen Dr. Doom in the first Fantastic Four movie, where the team defeated him and turned him into a statue. If you haven't watched the first Fantastic Four movie, you can find the link in the description. Now, back to the story. Mr. Fantastic is dancing at his bachelor party when a US military general, General Hager, arrives with the Invisible Woman. The general informs the Fantastic Four team that a fast-moving alien has arrived on Earth. And ever since it landed, massive holes of the same size and diameter have started appearing in different places. Mr. Fantastic suggests building a sensor to track the alien's exact location. General Hager says only he can create such a sensor, but Mr. Fantastic refuses, saying his wedding is on Saturday and he can't work on it. The general isn't happy with Mr. Fantastic's refusal, but Sue Storm, the Invisible Woman, is delighted because, for the first time, Mr. Fantastic chose her over science. However, secretly, Mr. Fantastic starts building the sensor behind her back. By their wedding day, the sensor is ready. On the wedding day, Mr. Fantastic can see the alien's location on his phone, and it's heading straight toward the wedding venue. Because of the alien, a helicopter crashes at the wedding location. Mr. Fantastic tells the Human Torch to chase the alien. It turns out the alien already knew that humans had built a sensor to track its location, and it came to destroy the device. The Human Torch follows the alien, but the silver-colored creature grabs him by the neck and takes him into space before dropping him back to Earth. The Human Torch crashes back down. The Fantastic Four team discusses the situation with the general, and they decide to name the alien Silver Surfer. Ever since the Silver Surfer touched the Human Torch, Johnny hasn't been feeling well. When he touches the Invisible Woman, their superpowers switch. Johnny gains invisibility, while Sue's body catches fire like the Human Torch. When Johnny touches her again, their powers return to normal. Later, while working in the lab, Johnny accidentally touches the Thing, and their powers also get exchanged. The scene then shifts to Dr. Doom, who has now escaped from captivity. Dr. Doom is also tracking the Silver Surfer. He manages to find the Silver Surfer and tries to convince him to work together, because with their powers combined, they'll be unstoppable. However, the Silver Surfer ignores him and starts to leave. Enraged, Dr. Doom tries to attack him with an electric blast. The Silver Surfer turns around and strikes back with his cosmic energy before flying away. Surprisingly, this attack actually benefits Dr. Doom. His body heals completely, and he regains his human appearance. Meanwhile, Mr. Fantastic studies the pattern of the holes created by the Silver Surfer and realizes that the next one will appear in London. He also discovers that wherever the Silver Surfer goes, that planet is destroyed within 8 days, and this time, Earth is his target. The Fantastic Four and the US military rush to London to capture the Silver Surfer. Near the London Eye, a massive hole begins forming in the river, causing the wheel to break. While the Fantastic Four team tries to save people, the Silver Surfer escapes. The general blames the Fantastic Four for the failure and announces that he has called Dr. Doom to help them. The Fantastic Four don't trust Victor, but he convinces them that he only wants to stop the Silver Surfer. The general also insists that all superhumans must work together to save Earth. Victor claims he has fought the Silver Surfer before and shows them footage, explaining that the Silver Surfer's power comes from his surfboard. If they separate him from it, he'll be powerless. Mr. Fantastic, after much thought, starts building a pulse generator that will force the Silver Surfer off his surfboard. However, Victor steals the idea and secretly builds his own device to control the surfboard. His real plan is to betray them and take the Silver Surfer's power for himself. As the mission begins, the Invisible Woman installs the pulse generator when the Silver Surfer suddenly appears before her. Terrified, she asks him why he destroys planets and why he has come to Earth. He replies that he has no choice and he doesn't destroy worlds by his own will. Before he can explain further, the general launches missiles at him, but they have no effect. Just then, Mr. Fantastic activates the pulse generator, successfully separating the Silver Surfer from his board, leaving him powerless. The military arrests him, and the general tries to torture information out of him, but the Silver Surfer refuses to speak. Seizing an opportunity when no one is watching, the Invisible Woman sneaks in to talk to the Silver Surfer. She asks him why he destroys planets. The Silver Surfer reveals that he doesn't act on his own will. He works for Galactus, a cosmic being who survives by consuming the energy of planets, including the life force of all the living beings on that planet. If the Silver Surfer refuses, Galactus will destroy his home planet and his family. He explains that his mission on Earth is complete, and Galactus will arrive in a few hours to consume the planet. Meanwhile, we learn that General Hager had secretly made a deal with Dr. Doom. In exchange for helping capture the Silver Surfer, the general would let Victor study the Silver Surfer's board. But as soon as Victor gets near the surfboard, he betrays the general. He kills the soldiers in the room and uses his stolen device to take control of the surfboard's power. Now, the Fantastic Four free the Silver Surfer from custody and take him in their spaceship, hoping to retrieve his board from Victor. Without it, the Silver Surfer is powerless and can't do anything. However, Victor has become incredibly powerful thanks to the board's energy. He attacks the Silver Surfer, but the Invisible Woman jumps in the way, getting badly injured. Mr. Fantastic figures out that Victor's connection to the board comes from the device on his arm. To stop him, they must destroy it. Human Torch volunteers, and the team transfers all their powers to him by touching him at once. Now, supercharged with the powers of the entire Fantastic Four team, Johnny blasts Victor's device, breaking his control over the surfboard. The Silver Surfer reclaims his board, heals the Invisible Woman, and flies into space to stop Galactus. He supercharges himself like a nuclear bomb and sacrifices himself in a massive explosion. This explosion kills Galactus and saves Earth. In the end, the Human Torch returns everyone's powers. Earlier, the wedding of Mr. Fantastic and the Invisible Woman was interrupted. Now they finally get married. In a mid-credit scene, we see the Silver Surfer's board floating in deep space, and suddenly, his eyes open, revealing he somehow survived the explosion.
Let me explain.
This movie is the third installment in the Fantastic Four franchise. However, this movie does not continue the story of the first two movies. Instead, it presents a completely new story, or, more accurately, an alternate version of the Fantastic Four. To understand this movie properly, watch this video till the end. In the opening scene of the movie, we see a school teacher discussing careers with the children. The children take turns standing in front of the class and saying what they want to be when they grow up. One of the students, named Reed Richards, says, "I will be the first person in the world to teleport myself from one place to another. I am building a teleportation machine. Reed's teacher does not understand anything he says, and the whole class starts laughing at him. One of Reed's classmates, named 𝗵𝗿𝗀𝗀𝗲, becomes very curious after hearing Reed's words. At night, Reed goes to a scrapyard to steal a power converter for his machine. Ben catches him there. Reed explains that he needs the converter for his teleportation device. Ben tells Reed that if he gives him the converter, he will let Ben see and test his machine. Reed agrees, and they go to Reed's garage. Reed places a small toy car in the machine and teleports it. The car disappears, and in its place, dirt appears. Reed says that this dirt came from the place where the car was teleported. After this, the movie shifts, and we are shown a time jump of 7 years. Reed and Ben have become very good friends. At the school science fair, Reed and Ben present their teleportation machine. Their project catches the attention of Dr. Franklin Storm, a scientist from the Baxter Foundation, and his daughter, Sue Storm. Dr. Storm says, "We can teleport matter from one place to another, but so far, we haven't been able to bring it back." Dr. Storm adds, "And you have just shown that it is possible." Sue Storm then says, "The matter you are teleporting is not just moving on Earth. It is going to another dimension." Reed is surprised because he did not know that the matter was being sent to another dimension. Dr. Franklin offers Reed and Ben full scholarships from the Baxter Foundation to continue their research. Dr. Storm is impressed by their work and invites them to his research facility. There, Dr. Storm explains that their teleportation machine is much more advanced than they realize. The machine that the Baxter Foundation had built was part of a project led by Dr. Franklin. This project was originally started by another student of Dr. Franklin's named Victor Von Doom. But when Victor realized that he couldn't bring back the matter that was sent to another dimension using this teleportation machine, he burned all his research data and left the Baxter Foundation. However, Dr. Franklin knew that Victor was a genius, so he asked one of the directors of the Baxter Foundation, Dr. Allen, to let Victor join his team, so they could work together to build a fully functional teleporter. Dr. Franklin gets permission and convinces Victor to return and work with them. After this, Reed, Sue, and Victor begin working on the project together. Sue tells Reed that if his calculations had been even slightly wrong, it could have created a black hole, and that black hole could have swallowed the entire planet. In the next scene, we see Johnny Storm, who is Dr. Franklin's biological son. Dr. Franklin had adopted Sue, but Johnny was his real son. Johnny had no interest in science. He loved racing cars instead. Dr. Franklin tells Johnny, "You won't get your car back unless you agree to work with me on this project." Johnny agrees and starts helping build the machine. Meanwhile, Sue works on designing special suits that would allow them to travel to the other dimensions safely. Reed and Victor focus on the machine's designs and calculations. After months of hard work, they finally complete a fully functional teleporter. Dr. Allen and his team are called in to witness a test. They send a monkey into the other dimension and successfully bring it back, proving the experiment works. Dr. Allen then says, "Now we should contact NASA so they can send humans to the other dimension for further testing." Both Victor and Reed want to go themselves, but Dr. Allen refuses. That night, Victor argues, "Everyone knows Neil Armstrong because he was the first man to walk on the moon. But no one remembers who built his spaceship. We won't let someone else take credit for our work." They decide to use the machine in secret, travel to the other dimension, plant a flag, and return without telling anyone. Reed calls Ben and says, "We started building this machine together, and now we'll go to the other dimension together." Ben agrees and joins them. Reed, Victor, Johnny, and Ben all prepare to go to the other dimension. They enter the teleporter, and when they arrive in the new dimension, they see a green energy flowing through the ground. On the other hand, when Sue realizes someone has initiated the shuttle launch, she tries to establish contact with them from the control room. Victor approaches this energy and touches it, causing the energy to burst out from the ground like lava. The group tries to run back to their shuttle, but the green energy enters Victor's body, making him collapse. The others assume Victor is dead. Reed, Johnny, and Ben rush into the shuttle, and Sue activates the machine to bring them back. But before they return, the green energy also enters their shuttle, affecting all three of them. When they come back, the energy even touches Sue, and all four of them fall unconscious. The US military arrests them and takes them to a secret location called Area 57, where scientists begin studying them. Soon, it becomes clear that the green energy gave each of them unique superpowers. Reed gains the ability to stretch his body like rubber. Ben's entire body turns into rock, making him incredibly strong. Sue can turn invisible at will, and Johnny's body transforms into living fire. When Reed wakes up, he escapes from his cell and goes to see Ben. Seeing Ben in his new rocky form, Reed promises him, "I'll come back and fix you. I'll make you normal again." After saying this, Reed escapes from the facility. For the next year, the US military trains the remaining three, Ben, Sue, and Johnny, to control their powers. During this time, Dr. Allen works closely with the military, sending Ben on dangerous missions. Dr. Allen informs government officials that they have named the other dimension Planet Zero, and suggests they should return there to study it further. Meanwhile, the military plans to send Johnny on missions as well. But Dr. Franklin doesn't want his son to be used as a weapon by the US Army. He tells Sue, "I want you to become normal again and live a normal life." However, only Reed Richards has the knowledge to reverse their transformations. Reed has been hiding in Panama for a year, disguising himself and secretly working on a machine that could reverse the transformation and cure his friends. One day, Sue tracks down Reed's location and finds him. The US military sends Ben to arrest Reed and bring him back. Using Reed's research, Dr. Franklin's team has built a new teleportation device to return to Planet Zero. Dr. Allen sends some of his soldiers to Planet Zero, and when they arrive, they discover Victor is still alive.
Bring him back.
His entire body has turned into metal. Dr. Allen questions Victor about Planet Zero, but Victor angrily responds, "You've already ruined Earth. Now you want to destroy my planet too? I'll take all of Earth's energy for Planet Zero." He then kills Dr. Allen. Dr. Franklin tries to reason with Victor, but Victor kills him too and returns to Planet Zero. There, Victor opens a massive portal that begins converting everything on Earth into energy and sucking it to Planet Zero. Reed, Ben, Sue, and Johnny travel through the portal to stop Victor. At first, Victor overpowers them easily, defeating each one. Reed realizes, he's more powerful than any of us alone, but if we work together as a team, we can beat him. Reed comes up with a plan. He distracts Victor in combat while the others prepare their attack. Just as Victor is about to kill Reed, Ben punches Victor hard, sending him flying into the very portal he created. Johnny then destroys the portal device, killing Victor. As the portal begins collapsing, the team barely escapes back to Earth in time. US Army generals thank them for saving Earth. Sue demands, "We need our own lab, and we won't let others take credit for our work anymore." The generals agree and provide them with a large laboratory. In their new lab, the four discuss the team's name. Reed suggests, "We should call ourselves the Fantastic Four." And with that, the movie ends. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like the video and let me know in the comments which movie you'd like to see explained next. See you in the next video.